Hello, everyone, and welcome to our weekend workout. I'm going to do another kettlebell workout. So you can see I've done this in the past. I'm going to do a different workout this time with different exercises. So there's going to be a lot of different kettlebell swings in here. So for this style of workout, 3 sets, we're going to go 30 seconds of work, 30 seconds of rest. So you're going to go hard for 30, have lots of rest in between, and then get back at it. So let's get started with a warm up, starting with your kettlebell swings, or sorry, your leg swings. Getting excited. Switch sides. And lateral swings. Switch sides. Let's get some light movement in. So we'll go into some squats. It's a nice wide stance. Drop down, come up. Drop down, come up. Good job. Just want to get some movement in, get our legs ready for this workout. Good. Let's go into some lunges. So step back, then step forward, step back, step forward, back, forward. Switch sides. Go at your own pace here. Again, we're just trying to wake up the legs, get them ready for this workout. And relax. Give our legs a little bit of a shake, and we'll go into some arm swings. So open, close, stretching out our chest. Our back, our shoulders. Still shaking out my legs from time to time. Just keep the blood flowing in them. And let's do some arm circles. So start small, slowly get bigger until we can get to fulls. Palms up, go in reverse, same thing. Slowly get to fulls, whatever that may be for you. Good. Quick break, get your kettlebell, and we're going to get started. So with your swings, so grab your kettlebell, feet hip width apart, hinge down, explode up, just to eye height, back down, and repeat. Find a pace, protect your back on the way down, don't let it round. And relax. Breathe. Catch your breath. So I'm going to show a lateral view. So kettlebell swing. Feet are just outside, hip width apart. Toes pointed out slightly. Then from the lateral view, I'm going to hinge. Grab the kettlebell up, explode, come to about eye height. Then come down. Notice how my back stays nice and flat. Let's get going. Round two. So it's a really explosive movement. A lot of glute, a lot of hamstring. Shouldn't be a lot of shoulders. This should be more of a lower body movement, and relax. So if you find yourself cheating and using your shoulders too much, really try and get the movement in through your legs. That's where our power is. So I actually find an easier way, if you have them, is to use a heavier kettlebell. It makes you use your legs instead of your shoulders. Get ready and go. Round 3. And relax. So we're going to go into bent over rows next. So if you have 2 of the same kettlebells, that's what you're going to really need. If you only have 1, then you can do 15 seconds with one arm, switch and do 15 seconds with the other. I'm going to show you with the 2. So we're going to be hinged forward, pulling, palms facing each other. Ready and go. So we're in that bottom of that hinge, keeping a nice flat back, exhaling as we pull up. That way we keep our back protected, we keep our core engaged. And then I really want you to drive your 2 shoulder blades together. So really squeezing in your upper back and relax. And by squeezing in your upper back, that makes you not overuse your biceps, which is another common thing. And again, sometimes it's actually better to go a bit heavier than lighter with these, because if it's light, then you can kind of cheat and use your biceps. When it's heavy, you have to use your back muscles. Let's get ready. Round 2. So lateral view, you can see my back posture. You can see how hinged forward I am. And you notice how my back posture never changes. So I'm not standing up as I pull. I'm just pulling. And relax. Great job, everyone. Hope you're getting the sweat in. I know I'm starting to sweat. So we can turn a strength-based workout into a strength and cardio workout, a total conditioning workout, just by changing our rest intervals and how much work we're doing. So this 30-30 is good for working on your strength and your conditioning as well. Let's get going. Round 3. If you need to pause in between, take a little micro break, do so. It's pretty high intensity, and it really just depends on what equipment you're using. So if you're using really light weights, you may not need that break. If you only have really heavy kettlebells, you probably do. And relax. So that's 3 rounds. We're going to go into single arm kettlebell swings. So I'm using my medium-sized kettlebell as opposed to my heavy one, because I'm going to just use one arm. So I'm going to do 15 seconds with one arm, then I'm going to switch and do 15 seconds with the other. It's the same movement as our first exercise, just holding with one arm. So ready and go. It's a little easier on the legs here, a little bit less weight for me, switching sides, but a lot tougher on the upper body. And since we're only holding with one arm, you really want to rotate. Your body wants to rotate, so you got to fight that by using your core and relax, which is much easier said than done. So breathe. And relax. Round 2 coming up in 3, 2, 1, go. So explode up, come back down. Explode up, come back down. Good hinging. Pull from your hammies. Pull from your glutes. Nice tight core. Come up just above shoulder height. Switch sides. If you haven't already, I was a little late on that, so I'm not facing the timer. And relax. So same concepts apply as when we're doing the double arm swings. We want to make sure that when we're coming back down, we're protecting our back, so our back stays nice and flat. Don't let it round, go into that type of shape. That's how you hurt your back. Last round of these, then we'll go back into upper body exercise. So, swings, single arm. Switch. Find your peace. And relax. Great job, everyone. So for the half kneel bottoms up, I'm actually going to go to my lighter kettlebells. So half kneel, that means we're on one knee, and then we're going to hold the kettlebell up like this, and we're going to do a shoulder press from there. So have your palms facing each other while we do this. Gives a little bit more leniency on our shoulder mobility. Let's get going. You'll notice your grip is really going to go. The great thing about kettlebells compared to dumbbells is you work on your grip a lot more, so your forearm strength gets a lot better compared to working with dumbbells. And relax. And the reason why is because we can put the kettlebell into a bunch of different positions. So we can do the bottoms up, we can do a half or a front rack, we can just hold it kind of dead weight. And so all those different types of grips really work on our forearm strength. Get ready and go. So side profile here. Notice how I'm nice and tall through my upper body. I'm pressing straight up over my head. I'm really fighting, especially with my left hand, because I was dumb enough to wipe sweat off my face. So now my left hand is having a hard time gripping. And relax. And probably like many of you, left hand's also my weaker hand, so it makes it tougher that way too. All right, we got one more round of our half kneel bottoms up, and then we're going to go into our third variation of kettlebell swings. Ready and go. And relax. Great job, everyone. So moving back to swings, we're going to alternate hands here. So when we come up, we're going to transfer at the high point, come down with the opposite hand, repeat back and forth, back and forth. Try not to throw your kettlebell through something. Take it a little easy at the start, get the coordination down. 3, 2, 1, go. So up, switch, up, switch, up, switch. So just back and forth, switching your hands. You have more time than you think when you're up there. Kettlebell's almost in that free fall, like on a roller coaster. And relax. So I went to my medium size kettlebell for that one, just like with the single arms. All the same rules apply, using your hamstrings, using your glutes. We're just adding in that little bit of change with having to switch your hands each time. 3, 2, 1, go. I find these slightly easier than the single arm, probably because it just gives the arm a rest every other rep. And relax. Perfect. All right, we're going to move to upright rows next. I'll try and use my medium ones, but they might be a bit heavy for me. So again, this is kind of like the dead weight. So holding on top, it's going to feel a little bit different than using dumbbells. And we're just going to pull straight up like that. So a little hinge position, get ready and go. It's really driving straight up. And relax. So upright rows compared to the bent over rows or low rows, you're using a lot more traps, upper traps with them. You're going to use a lot more of your deltoids, your shoulders, especially the anterior or in lateral. With the low rows, you're going to use a bit more of your lower traps, rhomboids, and then your rear delts a bit more. So on the opposite side. All right, let's get going. Round 2. A little late starting, so a little hinge, and then elbows flare out, pulling them up. Really trying to drive the kettlebell up nice and high. Up around chest height is typically where I'm finishing here. Let's try and aim for a bit the same. Relax. We got one more of these, and then we're going to move on to front rack squats. So something a little bit different. We've been doing the hinges, swings the whole time, so a little bit of a different lower body movement, just to provide a little bit of balance. Definitely hamstring and glute heavy today. Ready, and go. So you kind of find a lot of people who use barbells and dumbbells, they do a lot more push exercises, so that's your chest and shoulders, and for the lower body, that's more like squats, so you work in your quads. Whereas with kettlebells, you'll find people use a lot more pull exercises, so hamstrings, glutes, relax. And then for the lower body, and then for the upper body, it's more back exercises and biceps. And shoulders are always kind of involved with everything that you do upper body wise. So we're going to move on to front rack squats. I'm going to go to my lighter dumbbell or kettlebells using both of them. And so I'm going to hold them like this. Then we're going to drop into our squat, just like we did in warm up. Just adding a little bit of weight now. So mine are 15 pounds. So I just got 30 pounds of load here. Not a lot. Just enough where I'm going to be tired and sore tomorrow. One more. Relax. So if you found that too easy and you have a bunch of different types of kettlebells, you can move to your mediums for round 2. If you only have one kettlebell, just do a goblet squat instead. Okay, so 5 seconds. We're going to get into round 2. So front rack again. Ready and go. So notice my back posture. Notice how I don't round. I drop as low as I'm able to, keeping my back nice and flat, and then come up. The other thing to notice is that my shins and my back are parallel to one another when I'm doing my squats. So I don't want to be collapsed forward where my shins are pointed almost straight up in the air, and then my back is too horizontal. Relax. So you want them even. You want this type of motion or movement. So this being my back, this being my shins, and they're moving along the same plane there. So it's probably be more like that angle. And our last round, front rack squats. It's the front view again. So the other thing I notice with a lot of people is they'll load one leg then another. I'm guilty of that too. So I really have to keep cognizant that I'm using my right leg just as much as my left, because I will tend to load into my left a little bit more than my right, because that's my jumping leg. And relax when I'm doing sports. So if you're a right arm thrower, you're probably a right leg kicker, which means your left leg is kind of your stable leg or your jumping leg. And so it tends to be the stronger one in these exercises a lot. So we're going to go into anterior raises next. For our last one, we can use a single kettlebell here. We're going to hold it like a goblet and then just come up, come back down, up, back down. So we can hold it like this. I'll show you a different way to grip it for round 2. If you have 2 smaller kettlebells, you can use those instead. I'm using my medium-sized one, and relax. So the reason why I like doing this sometimes, or using a barbell plate, is it just keeps you in front. I find people doing anterior raises, a lot of times their hands float out a lot, so it keeps them more towards the center, which is going to get your anterior delt, keep your pecs involved. So for round 2, we can hold it upside down like this instead and do the same thing. So just up, pause, hold, up, pause, hold. So you should be able to get a bit of a better view here. So again, you notice I'm just coming above shoulder height, getting a good pause at the top, then coming down. And then as I get tired, just taking a little bit more of a longer break, an extra pause at the bottom, and relax. And that extra pause at the bottom just kind of lets me replenish a little bit so I can keep doing my reps. So it's my little bit of a micro break, or a little bit of a way of cheating some extra rest in there so I can get through the whole thing. So we're into our last exercise, last round. So anterior raises, hold it however you want. I'm going to show you with 2 kettlebells. So if you're holding 2, you can come up and just let your grip be kind of dead weight. So as you come up, it just kind of comes down like that. Same rules apply. Trying to keep them close together, almost touching. Try not to clang them too much because you don't want their finish to rub off. And relax. Great job, everyone. So we're going to move into our cool down. And I definitely missed a third round of something over this period somehow. All right, so we're going to go into our quad stretch. So apologize for that third round wherever I missed it. Maybe it was front rack squats, I don't know. Switch sides. So we all got a little bit of an extra break there. 30 seconds less of exercise. And hamstring stretch. We use them a lot today. Don't be surprised if they're a bit sore tomorrow. Switch sides. Groin stretch. Switch sides. Glute stretch. Switch sides. Tricep stretch. Switch sides. And chest stretch. And I'm going to give us an extra minute of stretching. So we're going to be back on the ground for our last minute after we do our chest stretch. Switch sides. And let's go into a Cobra. So hands underneath your shoulders, drop your hips to the ground, look to the sky. Keep holding it. I'm just going to show you a lateral view here. And we'll finish in a child's pose. So forehead goes into the mat, into your heels. Reach your fingertips forward. Feel the stretch in your lats and your upper back. Let your low back relax. One deep breath in. Deep breath out. And we're done. Hope you enjoyed the kettlebell workout. I'll try and keep mixing it up on the weekends, doing different pieces of equipment. So hope you're enjoying it, and I will see you next time.